Hi, I am Dr. Araminta Sorrell, a resident of Galveston Island. I am a certified tourism ambassador and very happy to be here to provide some information about the impact of the 1900 storm on African Americans in Galveston. In 1900, here on Galveston Island, there were about 8,000 African Americans living here out of a population of about 38,000. When the storm struck, 20% of the population perished. So if we're looking at 20% of 8,000, that's 1,600. So we're looking at about 1,600 African Americans who also perished. So these people who died were teachers, clergy, they were laborers, they were mothers, sons, family members who were tremendously missed, just as all the people who had passed away during the storm. But the roles that African Americans played during the storm, very similar in the aftermath and the recovery, very similar to the roles everybody played. Because at a time of a natural disaster, people respond to the needs that are presented during the crisis. So what kinds of needs were there? One of the reasons why we don't know these stories is because African Americans were left out of the narrative. When I began hearing about the 1900 storm, I heard two stories that black people had cut the ears and fingers off of the dead in order to get to the jewelry. And so, we were criminals. I also heard that black men had to be forced at gunpoint or bayonet to handle the deceased. And so basically this was something that made black men appear lazy. So we were demonized and criminalized in the early narratives. So one of the heroes of the time, his name was Daniel Ransom. Daniel Ransom was a paper hanger, right? That's how he earned his living. He was a paper hanger. And he was also a very strong swimmer. He had some sort of health problems, so he built his home near the beach, and he would swim daily too. I think it was with his back. So, swimming is very good for joints and just to get that kind of exercise that's gentle on the system. So he swam daily. So when the storm hit, he decided that he, like all other people on the island, he was going to ride out the storm in his home. And as the water rose around his home, so did his home. And so the house began to sway and came off of its footing, and Daniel dove into the water for safety. And so he survived. And then afterwards, for 2.5 hours, he rescued 45 people. He just kept going back and getting them out and taking them to a stronger brick building that was nearby. And so he was instrumental in saving lives. Reedy Chapel, African Methodist Episcopal Church, got its start in 1848. And so it's the first African Methodist Episcopal Church in the state of Texas. Now, it was damaged, but it wasn't destroyed. So there was enough of the structure to help house people who were homeless. And they also worked to provide food, of course, shelter. Mutual aid societies were set up that black people participated in to help each other. Yeah, so according to Robert E. James, a 22-year-old Jack Johnson saved the lives of his grandparents during the 1900 storms. He held the walls up so that their house wouldn't be crushed because, the walls of homes were being battered by waves, boom, 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 until they fell in. But Jack Johnson held them up, and so their lives were spared. And so this is one of the things that we need to remember, that there were black heroes during that storm who helped people, all people. They helped people who were in trouble just as anyone would who was there at the time.
Since 1967, O'Donohoe Insurance Agency has been Galveston's trusted partner for your coverage needs. We tailor auto, home, and life insurance policies just for you. Protect what matters most with us. Visit OdonahoeAgency.com for peace of mind.